Hey everyone, Alex Ionescu here. Welcome to Investor's Guide to the Galaxy. Oppenheimer downgrades Tesla over Twitter-related risks. Although, before we start, if you find this video helpful, it would mean a lot to me if you crashed that like button and subscribe to my channel. It's totally free and takes just a split second. And as a thank you, here is an image of a cute doggy. Now, let's dive right into it. Tesla stock price today down 0.24%. Year to date down 62%, past 5 years up 591%. Colin Rusch from Oppenheimer Fund is a tipranks analyst profile. He's a top Wall Street analyst. He's ranked number 4 on tipranks out of 8,000 Wall Street analysts. That's very good, with a success rate of 56% and an average return of 52%. So he just downgraded Tesla, and the position is hold now with no price target. That's a new one. No price target for Tesla. Besides Tesla, he's doing very well with almost all his stock tips, as you can see here. He made an appearance on CNBC and he talked about Twitter-related risks. Let's hear him out.
Let's bring in Colin Rusch from Oppenheimer. He downgraded Tesla on Twitter-related risks after naming it a top pick for 2023 just last week. So what's going on here, Colin? I would assume that if, in fact, he does step aside as CEO, you would be encouraged by that as well.
Yeah, and it's about rebuilding trust. I mean, for us, what happened last week is that the share sale was one element, and I don't think we were surprised to see him sell a few more shares to fund this endeavor. But really, the engagement with journalists and banning folks without consistent methodology around who was getting banned and why, and the application there was really a problem for us. You know, for someone that's working towards free speech, from his own words, but really doing some damage to his brand and doing damage to not only his personal brand but Tesla, which is inextricably linked to him. And so for us, seeing that was a bridge too far. And as we go forward, obviously he has some work to do to rebuild that trust for us, rebuild the trust in the brand and the mission that Tesla's been on in terms of climate mitigation and evolving better solutions for people through technology. And we need to see a lot more work from him and that company to get back on board here.
Right, but I want to be clear. You're still positive on the fundamentals of Tesla. So I guess if he were to actually abide by this poll and say, all right, I'm done as CEO of Twitter, would you change your rating, or is it going to take a while for you to get that so-called trust back?
It's going to take a little bit of time. I mean, we continue to see Tesla as well out in front of peers. We've talked about 2 to 3 years of technology advantage. We think it's actually a little bit longer than that, and maybe as long as 4 to 5 years. And the challenges around EV are really around material science, and those are long, hard problems to solve, and we think Tesla has done a tremendous job around that. Additionally, they have a massive data advantage around AI for self-driving vehicles, and we think they're continuing to extend that lead. But really, the brand and the backlash from consumers is substantial at this point. And certainly the foray into Twitter is not helping that brand. And as we go into a period of time where we see more competition and folks have more choices because we've been supply constrained for so long on the EV side, we think there's some real risk around what that means for Tesla. We continue to be a little bit conservative versus our peers on units for 2023, but we'll see how this plays out. And we think that a lot of the competition is going to struggle here. We're seeing pricing increases from a variety of folks, including Ford, just in the last week, and we think Tesla has a tremendous technology position, but really rebuilding that brand, the trust and the premium that they've gotten from that brand is going to take some time.
So when you do talk about brand damage, have you calculated it? Quantitatively speaking, how does that bake into your downgrade today and your estimate for the stock, at least in the near term?
It's still very fluid in terms of what that looks like. What we're looking at is sell-through on the vehicles, and we're seeing shortening lead times on specific vehicles. We've gone from having a 6-month lead time to, in some cases, a couple of weeks in certain geographies, and that's where you start to see the potential impact on earnings is really about that pricing and their ability to lever, availability of supply into higher prices. And as they see some of that availability change, the price leverage becomes diminished. And so I think we're going to see it here more likely in the first half. And we expected some of that. We take a pretty conservative view on pricing a solid 8 to 10% below what's being advertised on their websites. But as we go forward, we can see some of that eroding. And certainly one of the things that we're watching for is incremental marketing spend. The company's really been pretty impressive in terms of their ability to sell a lot of vehicles without spending a lot on marketing, and really next to nothing. As we see them, if we see them start to spend on marketing, we'll know that they have a demand issue, and that's going to be a real problem for the stock.
All right. So again, to be clear, you're citing those reduced lead times and other things you just cited as supportive of your backlash from consumer contention, right? I mean, you don't have specific data beyond that, though.
It's really hard to collect the brand data and what that is. There's also anecdotal evidence that we're hearing from talking to folks, but really the actual data takes a while to emerge in terms of what the real brand value is.
I'd like to know your opinion on all of this. Please leave a comment below. If you like this video, please smash that like button so that other people like you see this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you that watch my videos. See you next time.